Hi, everyone. I'm Maura, new assistant professor at SARUP. And I'm here to talk to you all about my spring seminar, ARC 585 Research Methods. This is a class that's taught every spring and it rotates through different faculty, which I think is really crucial because we all work in very different ways. So what you're going to get in my class is going to be very different from perhaps what was taught last year and what might be taught next year. So for that reason, those of you with an interest in doing sort of engaged research in architecture in whatever form, particularly kind of advanced MArcs in your last year or two of the program and PhD students, I really encourage you to come talk to me and perhaps think about taking the class, even if it's for a second time. We're going to be talking this spring, doing readings, discussing, doing research workshops. We're going to be thinking about what it means to do research ethically in architecture today. And we're going to start by sort of asking some tough questions about why it is that there are so many research methods available to us as designers and scholars of the built environment. People sort of have famously said architecture really draws on a lot of research methods from other fields. It allows us to be very flexible, very creative. However, it also lets people off the hook, let's say, quite easily. And there have been a number of sort of high profile cases where the sort of ethics of architectural research have come into question. So we'll think about some of those debates. I'm very committed to and interested in the idea that we have to acknowledge the kind of colonial and imperial foundations of research in order to move forward and continue doing the work that we're doing with critical and kind of clear eyes. So I, of course, always want to start with Linda T.Y. Smith's work, an incredible Maori scholar who writes that the word itself, research, is probably one of the dirtiest words in the indigenous world's vocabulary. It appalls us that the West can desire, extract, and claim ownership over our ways of knowing, our imagery, the things we create and produce, and then simultaneously reject the people who created and developed these ideas. So we're both going to be sort of stepping into inhabiting and working through a couple of really established architectural research methods, those that I was trained in and work in. But we're also going to simultaneously be trying to ask a lot of questions in them and work with folks that have been doing that already, right? So trying to be extremely sort of self-critical about what it means to enter an archive, for example, to think as a kind of historian, right? Both traditional institutional archives, but also thinking about the built environment, thinking about a site as a kind of archive. We are going to look at historiography. So thinking about the sort of ambiguity and kind of changing nature of how we intercede into things today, vis-a-vis the way that past designers, past scholars have already interpreted certain concepts, right? We're going to do some hands-on workshops around the idea of embodied knowledge, the idea that meaning can actually be sort of gained by and held in people's bodies, right? That we can only learn certain things by doing them and what that sort of stands to give us. As well as narratology, the idea that it's not just the sort of facts, right? It's the way that you lay out stories, the way that you analyze materials, the way that you sort of speculate on them and put them into the world. That's really a core, highly political kind of extension of the research process. So really look forward to getting a chance to share work and talk more with you all about this spring. All right, thanks.